Testing, testing, 1, 2, and 3. All right. I did fix that error that we had yesterday. I don't know why it switched off my main screen, but yeah, that's fixed. So let's get into it. That. Make sure y'all get a good read of that disclaimer, because you know trading is risky for sure. You can definitely get boiled and baked out here. This morning I'm seeing Nvidia up here, and I'm seeing Click, but I think Click is an acquisition with the way it's looking. Good morning, good morning, good morning. OMA looks good. King is already calling out OMA. Give me 1 second. I'm getting this last thing in place. We're going to go and check out OMA, OLMA. All right, that's all we need. Let's get over there. And I need to turn this brightness up before I go blind. Okay, there we go. So let's first jump over to the charts and go to OMA. There's our main screen. That's how it should have looked yesterday, but now we're here. OLMA. OMA moving from 875 up here to like 2384. Probably got a good bit of volume, maybe. It's got 9 million shares traded. Let's see why it is up though. So news, OMA. Did it release something yesterday? Yeah, it says had a press release. Reports third quarter 2025 financial and operating results. Okay. They had a third quarter loss per share of 49 cents. So it missed this estimated price per share. Wonder why it's up so much if it missed all of this stuff. Let me see. Today is the 18th, right? And this news came from the 10th. So really there's no news for it to move up like this. I wonder, is there something under the covers that we're not seeing? Because I'm not seeing any catalyst on this one. Let's go look at the daily chart on OMA. Daily chart. So the highest has been at 60 bucks. It is a little bit higher float as well. We'll see. We'll go and look at that profile here in a second. So it was at $8.52 yesterday, and now it's trading at 20 bucks. I'm just trying to understand what this move is telling us. Closed yesterday with a ATR of 68 cents, and now today has moved, let me see, so from 836 here up to 23. So let's do multiples. So how many times did it absolutely explode its ATR? So if 68 cents is its normal ATR yesterday, we're gonna say the high was 2384. So we're gonna subtract these two, 2384 from 850. 2384 minus 850. It's about $15.34. So how many multiples of 68 cents goes into that? Let's see. So divided by 0.68. So 22 times that ATR in just this little pre-market area. And I'm really not sure why it's up this much. It's up 147% with almost 10 million shares traded. I'm really shook by this. All right, so let's go and see if we can identify any clear areas up here. So we had the 17 up here that was kind of like a peak area that it is above. Previously had the 1676, but I mean, I guess that's irrelevant now. It's over that. So we're gonna call this a pre-market, or not pre-market, a possible daily peak. Peak daily level. Daily level. Type that out twice because I'm. All right, so we got our peak daily level at 17s. Let's zoom back some. Okay, here's a gap here. This gap is 1904. Bottom side of the gap is 1382. Top side of the gap is 1937. Okay. Let me move this up. $32. But without a catalyst, it's gonna be hard for it to make these moves here. Well, I am drawing lines everywhere. Remove. I just wanted to activate this one, move it up to the top of the gap. We'll call this the higher gap fill or the higher gap level or something like that. Then down here, this 13. I mean, if it goes back down there, it's filling the gap back to the downside, so I'm not sure. But I guess I could mark the bottom of it just so I know if it does crash down there. So I will duplicate bottom side of this. This will be our lower daily gap. Okay, let's zoom back. I think that's as much as it goes there. Does seem like 1676s could be some type of level though. Duplicate right in here. 1680s. All right, let's jump back over to the main chart. See where these line up. There's definitely got room down to all of these. It's got the higher gap at the 1920, the lower gap all the way down here at 1365, and the peak dailies around these levels, 1781, 1676. And we're going to see if we can spot any type of structure. It seems like it's forming some type of double bottom. The point of control right now is 2083 on the 1 minute. On the 5 minute is 1449. So it's all the way down here on the 5 minute. On the 15 minute, it is at 2061. So I don't know why the 5 is all the way down here, but I want them to definitely close this up because right now, if I were to draw a zone or whatnot, it would be like this, which is way too much. So it has 10 million shares traded as of now. And I'm just not sure about the structure here. They had a little downwards move, but now we're starting to get some type of double bottom around here around the 2050. Good morning, Senate. We're out here watching OL. Let me make sure y'all seeing the right screen this time. Yeah, y'all are. Okay. So yesterday was a no trade day for me. Just did not do anything with any of the options that they gave us. And now today they bless us with a stock with no catalyst that is moving like this. Okay, so now we're starting to see some structure. We'll see if this continues to stay under this previous high level of the 2384. See if we can get some structure here. Oops, wrong one. So here's an idea. Traded Netflix and PLTR yesterday. PLT, I think everything was pretty much red. There was AI. It went up and then it kind of faded throughout the like lunchtime period. The only high float I see right now up is Nvidia with the million shares. And then on the low floats, we got Click up here, but Click is an acquisition, so I'm definitely not touching that one. And then we had our call out, which was OMA. All right, so while this thing's playing around, you guys can keep an eye on that. We're gonna go and deep dive on what this thing is and a little bit more history on it. Get that pulled up. OMA Pharmaceuticals. All right, so OMA Pharmaceuticals is a clinical stage biopharmaceutical company, focuses on discovery, development, and commercialization of therapies for women's cancers. The company's lead product candidate is yeah, this word, palazestrant. Let me make sure y'all are looking at the right thing too. Make sure it didn't switch out. Okay, yeah, good. So antagonist ER. So this is women's cancers is what they are working on. Have several different drugs out here. They do have metastatic breast cancer, and we know breast cancer can sometimes go wild, but the problem is the missing catalyst on this one. This is based out of San Francisco, California, was incorporated in 2006. And look at it. Look at this thing. We had one idea that it is invalidating right now. A little bit higher, high up here to the 2290s. Lows down here, 2064. This is the second time it's facing a little headwind up here. We'll see if it can come back down, or is it gonna do that? 2338. Yeah, broke a new high, so that invalidates our previous little level down here. But it's not done yet, so just giving it some time before I delete this. Start doing some cleanup. Good morning, Andre. We're out here on OMA. It's up 175% with 10 million shares traded. Moved from about 850 up there to 24.29. 24.29. Let's see what this actual float is on this one. Float is looking like 43.14 million. Very heavy institutions in this one. Insiders, not too much. So this one, when it opens, I guarantee it's going to get a tight range. People are going to be like, oh yeah, this thing moves like a low float, but the moves, I guarantee you, they're going to be unpredictable with the institutions in there. The problem with having too many institutions is the tools that they use. If all of them are using the best tools and they can see, you know, the orders on the tape and they can see everything, it makes it very hard for retail to make money because they'll come and just stop you out, right? Or they'll have it swinging in such a tight range. And, you know, retail, we're greedy, so we're looking for a breakout. We're looking for a bigger move, and it never happens. Or it happens, but it happens after they've tore your pockets out. And it happens just so they can get you back in there. It's like, oh, now it's moving. So I'm thinking with that high institutions in there, it's going to be very choppy during the day. Okay, let's jump back out here to the actual news. Okay, so yeah, this is where it's sitting right now. It's got another, so no real structure is at this point. It's just got a high at 24.29. We'll see if it re-enters this downtrend or if it wants to hold up here. On the front page, so Nvidia looks to set 320 billion price swing after earnings. Okay. Google stands out at an uncertain moment for AI. Stocks face a sell signal as cash holdings decline, so we will notate Google. GLGG, it is on the front page, so we'll notate that. Not a lot of volume on that one though. Trump ramps up his bid to soothe fears about rising prices. Gold wavers amid fading rate cut bets. Tech stock jitters. American workers turn Uber and DoorDash to fill income gap. So Uber and Dash being mentioned there. I know if nobody else is hiring, DoorDash and Uber are definitely hiring. Not a lot of volume on those. Let's see. Google CEO, no company is immune if AI bubble burst. Okay. So that's the other Google, or yeah. EV arm makes a profit for the first time. So Zalma's email, I don't even know. It's got Tesla up there for some reason, but it doesn't mention it in the top line. Glencore cuts Century Aluminum stake to 33% after tariff-driven rally. Databricks reportedly in talks to raise funding at a 130 billion plus valuation. Bubble or breakout. Okay, so Nvidia is up here multiple times. Home Depot posts mixed third quarter with fewer violent storms reaching shore and more cautious consumers. I wish Home Depot would drop some. I'm definitely buying it. All right, so let's see what they're talking about this morning on the old news here.
If this is a September number, what do we even do with it at this point, considering that it is, you know, sort of more dated?
I think it does tell us something about the state of the labor market. In particular, I think private sector job growth for September is going to be important. We do expect to see some of the impact of the DOGE cut showing up in the government employment numbers, government sector employment numbers, and then hopefully we'll have the October report before that mid-December FOMC meeting. But I think that between jobless claims, between at least a September jobs report, between the ADP employment report, and so forth, that should give a fairly good read on where the labor market is at the end of 2025 and allow the FOMC to determine how close they are to that maximum employment part of their dual mandate and see if they need to cut rates in order to support the job market.
What's your assessment, Gus? Given, you know, some of the private reports that we have had, do you think the job market is holding up? Certainly consumer sentiment doesn't think it is.
We think that the jobs report will show 40,000 jobs added in September, with the unemployment rate holding steady at 4.3%. Again, I think that the private sector is going to account for all of the job growth that we do expect to see federal government workers cut over the month. But it's difficult to tell in the current environment how much of the weakness, the slowing in job growth we've seen this year is due to labor supply versus labor demand. We're just seeing a lot fewer people enter the labor market because of restrictions on immigration and increased deportations. So that's slowing job growth. If it's because of labor supply issues, that's less of a concern than if it's that businesses don't want to hire workers because they're concerned about the economic outlook. So we do need to get more clarity on how much of the slowing in job growth is coming from the demand side versus the supply side.
Well, and Gus, how many more what exactly do we need to make that conclusion?
I think we're going to be looking at things like the JOLTS report, the Job Openings and Labor Turnover Survey, and obviously that's been delayed by the shutdown as well. We're going to be looking at surveys of businesses and their hiring intentions and so forth to determine whether businesses are cutting back on the number of job openings that they're posting, the number of workers that they're hiring, or if they want to be hiring, but they just can't find the workers, and that's accounting for the slowdown in job growth that we're seeing.
Okay.
Let's talk about this.
I'm gonna go ahead and pause that. So this thing just continues to break higher, 26 something, whatever. So it's pretty much invalidating all this previous stuff down here. We're not even worried about any of this. It's got to form new structure. It just continues to look at it. Started from down here, 850 up at 26 with no catalyst. It's got 12 million shares traded. High float. So it's really just breaking all of the pre-market rules. It's like, okay, this thing is just irregular. I wish it had a catalyst, but it's women's health, so it's going through the roof, I guess. Let's see. So the bottom of this came from 23.54. When are these institutions going to say, okay, enough's enough, let's start holding it into a range and making some money? Okay, so as it pulls back, we'll try to get an idea, but there's no way, there's no real structure here. There's just a double bottom down here at 2065, and then these big moves with no real like sellers coming in or anything, no explosive moves. I don't know if the sellers are just, they know what the game is because of the higher float and the institutions in here or what, but it's not moving like a normal ranging stock here. Look at this. These turnarounds are crazy. Will it actually pump? Yup. Yeah, this is irrational motion here. Not even wicks up here. This isn't even real resistance. It's just like came up here and flat top, came down here and just throwing random wicks up. I'm gonna give this one some time. Hopefully something else pops up that is a low float, but if this is where the attention is, and it is right now with 12 million shares, so yeah. All right, I'm gonna jump back over here to the news, and I will keep an eye out over here as well, and see if we start getting some type of structure.
Talk for a moment here, because yes, it's up something like 40% this year, but 5 of the past 8 reports, even when the company has beat, and it's usually beat, the stock goes down 5 of the past 8 times. So, you know, as I mentioned, expectations are high here. So do you expect the stock to perform in line with maybe the beat that we might see from the company?
I mean, at some point, the earnings power of NVIDIA, so if they actually, deliver on the booked business that the CEO shared at GTC in Washington, that means that earnings are going to approach, $9 next year. Okay, so the stock is trading like on low 20s today, that number. And as we move into 2026, the stock is going to start trading on 2027 numbers. And we already start to have a lot of visibility, from, for example, Amazon telling us that they plan to double their data center footprint between now and 2027. I think Microsoft made some similar comments. When you listen to Satya, he's telling you that the rollout is progressive and that, all these comments are making us very, optimistic about 2026 not being the peak. And so at some point, these numbers have to start getting reflected into the stock. So actually, we see the setup as very, very strong for NVIDIA as we enter next year.
I think a lot of people are now questioning the emerging markets trade and how strong some of these markets have been all year. What's crazy is that these markets have been strong all year despite tariffs.
Yeah.
Now, China is also outperforming the U.S. despite all the threats of tariffs. But even if you look at countries like Poland and Greece, they are trouncing the United States. Not big stock markets, not very liquid, and don't really hold a lot of growth stocks, but they've sort of been immune to a lot of the political and trade and tariff noise that's been out there. Is it too late? It's never too late, but now you got to be selective because we've had really good runs in a lot of these countries. Now, what do these countries depend on? They depend on good trade and good demand. A lot of them that export to the United States. South Korea is top of that list. So it depends on good relations. And if the good relations are good and there's more trade deals that make it beneficial for the companies, let's say a Hyundai or other countries inside South Korea, it could be okay to stick with it. It is very rare, though, to see international markets outperform the U.S. for an extended period of time. It's very much a U.S. stock market around the world. No, not being nationalistic here, it's just the biggest market and the most liquid in the world.
Absolutely, Biz Phone. It is definitely extended. And to have no catalyst, though, I really still don't think it's going to drop like that because of the institutions in here. If we have 100%, it was 102% institutions in here, they don't want this to just crash down unless all of them on one accord, because somebody's going to get super hurt if this thing falls but it's a higher float, and I really just don't think it can fall like that. But maybe it will. I don't know. I'm just not going to be a part of this this popcorn show. Coming back up here to highs of 26.35 again, still continue to just do breaks. And I'm just not sure about what. It's just a confusing stock, really.
So this is very rare and it doesn't last forever. I wouldn't say it's too late, but I wouldn't go all in or even load up half of the boat with international stocks at this point.
So considering you're just saying that longer term, the U.S. usually always outperforms international markets, should you then be just diversified within the U.S. and not really be looking outside too much?
Well, back in the day, we were a globalized economy, and we may still be a globalized economy, despite what you might hear from Washington right now. So it's always good to have a little international exposure, and you never know when you're going to get one of these markets breaking out. But you don't have to go out and look at the map and go put pins in them and try to pick them individually. Buy the MSCI All World Index. Make it a part of your portfolio. Make emerging markets a part of your portfolio, especially if you think the trade winds, and I mean that literally, are going to be favorable towards these countries going forward. Good time to own some of them inside the portfolio, but I wouldn't go all just U.S. and then half outside the U.S. Make it a piece, not the entire half.
Time now for what to watch Tuesday, November 18th. We're going to start off on the earnings front here. We'll be getting some more reports on Tuesday from names including Home Depot, Baidu, and Klarna. Home Depot kicking off a big week for big box retailers and announcing results for the third quarter before the markets open. Analysts expecting Home Depot sales to rise about 1.4%.
Oma is crazy. Oma is crazy. Look how unpredictable this thing is. Came up here, double topped, breaks this 26 up to 28, bro. No. Somebody's playing it. No. Somebody's muddying the waters here. These moves are ridiculous. no downtrend structure at all, just straight up, because they know if it starts to fall, yeah, this is 13 million shares traded on that breakout. Or 13 million shares traded overall, but these breakouts are, oh man. Is it actually going to go to $30? We're going to look at my daily chart. Where are my marks at? I mean, this thing just keeps rising. Let me look at my daily chart real quick and see where my marks were. So I had 20 and then all the way up here to this level here. Did not think it was going to go up here, but okay. It is definitely looking like it can hit the 30, but I'm not sure. It's like a little level that it faced a little wall here at 32, like 32.25-ish. So I'm going to mark that as maybe a possible resistance, but possible daily resistance level. This is insane, man. Why are they doing this on this morning? We need something that we can actually get that clear confidence on. All right, made a high up here at 28.32. Just kind of just stopping in no, I mean, it's not even a really clear area where it's stopping it at that 28.32. I'd be more confident at a 32.26, but this thing is irrational. Value level, point of control still at 21.23. The problem is, look at the volume though. The majority of the volume came hit down here, $13, and then right here around $21. And the volume is getting lighter and lighter and lighter up here around the 26, right under the 30. Just not really shooting in there like it was before. So maybe now we'll get some type of downtrend structure, but at this point it's just trying to find structure. All right, let's continue with the news while we wait.
Slowdown coming from fewer hurricane-related purchases this year. Consumer spending will be a key focus. Home Depot is seeing steady strength across its business, but shoppers are pulling back on expensive home projects. And taking a look at the Federal Reserve as well, some more commentary coming in on Tuesday from Fed Governor Michael Barr. This is coming after comments from Fed Vice Chair Philip Jefferson on Monday. Jefferson saying that the Fed should proceed slowly with any further.
Oh my gosh, come on, man. Just what are we doing here? Okay, so it looks like some type of sellers are up here. This one, this turnaround looks better than this previous one. It's actually got some, looks like selling pressure here. We'll see if they can continue to hold it under 27. And maybe this is the start of a new idea downwards. Go ahead and get this marked up. It's kind of steep though. I kind of want to let it trade a little bit more. Give me like maybe 2 or 3 more candles to see where it's going. Bottom side of this is 26.17. Point of control is still down here, 21.23. Yeah, I like that. I like that pullback. All right.
Easing. And finally, we've been getting a read on home builders on Tuesday with the Home Builder Confidence Index. Economists forecasting no change from October's reading of 37, signaling that the outlook for builders isn't getting worse, but it's still historically weak here.
September jobs, global. Okay. Let me refresh. So we got any new news? AI accounting startup Maxima raises 41 million in Kleiner Perkins backed round. Klarna Q3 revenue beats estimates. I don't know what their ticker symbol is. Klarna. Go see Klarna estimates after the IPO. Not sure. Let's see Klarna. CLAR. CL or not CL, KLAR. Tripping. Okay. So Klarna is that payment where they kind of give you loans to pay for things, whether it's you know, like groceries or whatever. It's kind of like a credit card. It's without the hard credit pool, hard credit checks and things like that. Federal Reserve is down. Federal Reserve website is down. What is going on? No way. Yep. Man, they losing that much money? That the FOMC, you know, we usually see the speakers and all of that. They lost that much money. They ain't paying nobody like that. They can't even keep the website up. That's crazy. All right, OLMA starting to do what I said it was probably going to do earlier, starting to get a tighter and tighter and tighter range here. And now we're seeing signaling by shorts. We're seeing signaling by sellers, these high top and tails. Now, is it trustworthy? Absolutely not, because we've seen it break multiple times after looking like it was signaling down. Like down here, around 1920, signaled that it was going to turn around. Boom, explosion. Let me see right here, signaled that it was probably going to turn around. Boom, explosion. Not really much signaling here. It's more like just a pullback and then another explosion. Then around here, a little bit of just consolidation trading. And now up here, another signaling. But does it have the energy or the inertia to explode again? I don't know. It's at 26.61. Still have not confirmed any structure. Just chilling. All right, we got a new one. Let's see what they're talking about over here.
Let's start on Bitcoin, because we hit 126 all-time high in October. We're down about now 22% since then, John. Explain this move to us. What's going on here, and what do you think comes next, near intermediate term?
Well, in terms of short-term price movement, not to be trite, but more sellers than buyers, right? That's ultimately what happens. So I try not to, we as an exchange care about price discovery and efficient price discovery and value transfer, and not so much causality behind short-term movements. But I'll remind everyone that this is an asset that is up an extraordinary amount over the duration of its lifetime. Year on year, we're still looking at, I haven't done the numbers yet, but probably looking at 35, 40% year-on-year return, even with the drawdown. The ability for an asset that has as much upside as Bitcoin to periodically have these types of price corrections or mean reversions, however you want to phrase it, it shouldn't be surprising. So throughout I think I've not been on your show, but all the shows I've been on during the bull run, the advice is the same. Dollar cost averaging into volatile assets is smart. If you believe in the thesis, buying at a discount in a consistent, sober, thoughtful way also seems smart.
Mark, let me get your thoughts. Same question about these moves we're seeing. Yeah, I should mention, so Bitcoin down 22% from that all-time. I'm just saying Ethereum's down 35%. Solana's been cut in half. What do you think?
Well, I think one of the things that's been overlooked is the fact that back on October 10th, we had what was effectively a cataclysmic event for the crypto market that the mainstream may not have picked up on, but we had a flash crash. And in that crash, we saw about a quarter of the crypto market makers go out of business, which if you think about that, translate that to traditional finance, that's all you would hear about in the news. But as a result of that, we are seeing some healing that's going on with regard to the liquidity in the market. And at the same time, one of the big catalysts for crypto is the potential signing into law of the Clarity Act, which would create a regulatory framework for crypto. Well, the U.S. Senate was not going to be taking that up when there was a government shutdown going on. So you had a confluence of the larger macro with a crypto-specific event, and here we are, quite a bit lower than where.
All right, so looking at TradingView here, this is Bitcoin. It was up to like 120s or whatever, and this is what they're talking about now. It's down to about 90,000. And yeah, it has been quite a bit of a pullback from 126K, but I mean, this thing still could easily walk back over 100K. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've already seen those highs, and yeah, he was mentioning the crypto market makers going out of business, but with millions of people into it now, I mean, I think that any place of absence creates an opportunity for new buyers, new sellers, new participants in the market, right? So I just look at this pullback like, it is what it is. Even the SPY pulls back sometimes. And of course, this is coming at the tail end of the shutdown, kind of releasing and giving people some more reason to be buyers. So I think it's going to be some type of catch point. I don't know where it's going to be. It might be down here at the 70s or whatever, but I don't think this is the end of its run. So, yep. Let's jump back over to OMA. So OMA finally starting to show some type of range here, right under the 27s. I don't know if this is an exact head and shoulders. It had this top point here at 26.25, but it doesn't really have a true head and shoulders look. But I mean, it's possible. Right there, 26.37, head up here at 28s, and then a shoulder here if it holds down, but I'm not sure. And let me see what this other one's talking about.
High home prices and interest rates have contributed to a relatively stuck market that's on pace for the slowest pace of existence.
Andre B, you said a higher low. I'm not sure about that. With institutions, when they get serious, it doesn't really. When they start making this thing range out between two main price levels, and they start to get it tighter and tighter and tighter, and people continue to think, hey, this thing's going to make a bigger move. This thing's going to make a bigger move. It stops people out. It does false breakouts, all of this stuff. And we can see the slowness of how it was moving, popping these huge ranges, and now just slowing down again. But again, it's really about the trustworthiness of the stock. No catalyst, higher float. It's got 15 million shares traded. It's not in the news at all. So, it's just women's health up 205%. And it's like, I just don't trust it. I just don't trust it. I know it's having some amazing opportunities, but I'm looking for consistency. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. All the way back up to 28. That is insane. That is insane right there. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So it wants to touch 30. Let me see. Where's those marks I had up here? So I said, hey, 32 could be possible resistance, but this thing is tripping. It might actually get to 32. Still no catalyst on it. Last catalyst was from the November 10th, 8 days ago. This thing is tripping. Is it actually going to go to 30? I think it might just go to 30 here. Yep, there's 30. Then they had that level up there around the 30, 32.26s. Man, bro, it is what it is at this point. It is what it is. I mean, just even looking at this whole chart by itself, look at this. I mean, you can't like almost zero structure. This is just straight up. Now, this is probably 100% pure momentum trading where you have no catalyst. You're trading against the big money, and this thing is absolutely killing it to the upside. Now, I don't know when the shorts are gonna come in here, but if I was a short, I'd probably be looking towards the open to see where this thing can come down to. But yeah, this is insane. Almost 20 million shares on this one traded. Hit a high of 31.30. Got pretty close to that possible daily resistance. Want to see if we can actually go up there and clip it. $30 is wild though. Can't wait to see how this this shelf registration goes, because they made a lot of money as a company at this point. Oh, speaking of shelf registration, let's go look at that. Do they have any out here? So this is Olema Pharmaceuticals. They do have shelf registrations from January this year. So yep, they are poised to make a lot of money if they want to sell shares onto the market. Ooh wee. Okay. So that's a good thing to know. These shelf registrations, if it didn't have shelf registrations, I'd be like, okay, well, but they already are poised. They already got the paperwork done back in January, so they're ready to make some money. Well, we'll see how they treat everybody here. Come the open. About to hit 20 million shares here. 19 million, right at 600,000 shares traded during pre-market. This thing gonna try to pop again, bro. This is sick. Top side was 31.30. It's like no way it's gonna pop again, right? No way. No way. Nah, don't do it. You good. You proved yourself. How many legs is this? Let me see. Okay, so it came up. Let's see, made the first move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with a little bit of pullback. 9. I mean, it's been like 10 legs here, bro. All right, so is this some type of structure? I'm just scared to put any structure on here because of how unpredictable it is. Usually I'm like, okay, here's a little bit of structure. Nah, this thing is untrustworthy. $20 million shares traded on it now. Up 243%. Oh boy, it's popping again. Oh boy, is it gonna explode over 30, 40? $30.40? Oh boy. No way it's getting back over 30, 50, right? Oh boy. Oh wow. Okay, so it's trying very hard to get up to this 32.26 level. And with the way that it's moving, you know what, I don't even doubt it anymore. I think the sky's the limit at this point. No catalyst trading like this with the shelf registration. I mean, the sky might as well be the limit, right? Man, you won't do it. You won't go back over 31. You won't do it. On the bid, it's about a 19-cent spread. So bid and ask, bid was, oh my gosh, it popped up for just a minute. I thought it was about to explode. It was at 30.03. And then the ask was at 30.50. Man, they gonna put out a letter today. They're gonna be like, we don't know why our prices were up so much. We don't know why. But thank you, investors. Thank you guys. Got a shelf registration from January that we made sure that was literally at the beginning of the year, so you won't look back and see it. And we're gonna sell all of these beautiful shares to you guys. You guys can hold it, and we're going to get this money for our next round of trials. Good luck. Yeah, this is sick, man. Is it actually gonna go higher again? No way. It's gonna go to the 32s. Right there at that level. Oh boy. Continues to break these highs. Again, we've seen this before where it looked like it was gonna go down, but you can't trust as a short. If I was a short, I would not trust this. I'd be like, oh yeah, look at all these selling indicators, but it did that below, and now it's $10 from where it was down here. How do you trust this thing? Literally right at that possible daily resistance, like $1 away, or not even $1, less than $1 away from that is where it started showing some type of selling pressure. This is insane. See, if I was a beginner trader, I would be like, man, this thing got $10 more to move, man. I'm getting in now. We going to 40, baby. But, you know, I'm just like, I'm cool because I know my opportunities come around. I know what I'm looking for. And how do they say it? This ain't it. But that's not to say that it can't go to 40. Because this thing, the people back here that were like, oh man, this thing can't go to 20. 20. Oh, this thing can't go to 30. 30. So it's like, yeah, it's too unpredictable for me. I like the price. It's definitely way above $5, but are you gonna do it? You gonna do it to him? You gonna get over there 31.85 and go ahead and touch that level there? Yes, it is. Going up there, almost a double top. Go ahead and pop that high. I mean, come on. Breaking down that 28.70 will be pretty much the first time that it's actually broken down a level instead of just ramping higher. Continue to show the popping. Let's see if it does a quick pop to this 32 here. 32 right there to the level, right there to that possible resistance. Now let's see if it can start breaking down. Will the shorts find confidence here to get it back below 30.50? Closing and opening the candle right under this level. So now we're to a very obvious level up here. So now let's see how it does till we see some breaking down. And breakdown point right now is $28.81. Yep. They getting a little confidence. Now it's starting to close candles below this level. So I'm expecting it to go ahead and get on back down under that 31. New 1 minute candle opening here. Let's see if we can get back under that 31. This stock is the this stock is the devil, bro. Oh my goodness. Up to 30, bro. What? Okay, let me go back out here on this daily chart because apparently nothing is working to stop this thing. Let's see. Okay, so 32.26 didn't work. Let's see. What about 36.99? Is it just gonna go all the way to 60? I don't know. Let's see. So we got, let's duplicate this. We got one up here at right in here at 36.50. This is insane, bruh. I don't know what level can stop it, actually. From 850 up to 34.82 is insane. It's up 300%. Throwing wicks down here, threw it right down to that 32.20, and look at this. Is it gonna do it? It is gonna do it. Man, where's this? What's gonna stop it? The next obvious level is all the way up to $50, 51 something. So that's quite a ways away from this. But again, we thought it was done before. So duplicate. I'm gonna go ahead and slap one up there at the 51.36. 51.36. Way up here. Way up here at 51.36. Because apparently this is And this is why they say stocks can stay irrational longer than you can stay solvent, you know, or solid or whatever it is. But yeah, look at this trash. Oh my gosh, it keeps breaking out. No structure, just straight up. Bro, I'm finna go look at the news, bro. This thing got me. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Stop. This thing might go to 40 for real. I bet the shorts on this are so mad. They're like, no catalyst, and you're doing this to me. Somebody was like, I was shorting at $10. I was shorting at 20. Oh boy. Oh my gosh, look at this. Is it actually gonna go to 40? Well, there's 38. Is it gonna creep over 38? I mean, I'm having to manipulate my chart because it's moving so much. I'm just trying to keep it on chart. Complete insanity. This stock probably worked very well for people that buy every single dip. Every single dip. So now we got a top and tail, but do we trust it? I don't. That 38.69, nah, I'm good. I don't trust it. All right, let me go back over here and hit the news a couple more, see what's updated, and then we'll come back and see where it is. But I don't trust this stock. All right, so Home Depot cuts outlook as home improvement slowdown continues. Stocks face a sales signal as cash holdings decline. Bosch struggling. Okay, so it looks like it's coming on down. Come on down, crash out. Crash out. Start taking out that 30. Anyway, back over here to the research. So let's see. 2 hours. Earnings live, Home Depot slides. Wait, what was the catalyst, Biz? What was the did the catalyst pop up? Shares. Okay, so they reported higher Q3 revenue. No, that's not that. That's the wrong thing. Where is No, what catalyst? What catalyst did you all see? Biz phone, what is there something we're missing? I gotta be tripping. Because I'm sure I did not see a catalyst on this. Filed for $150 million offering. That's the catalyst? Or that's a good catalyst to you? They're gonna dump that offering onto the market. What's the price of that offering? I know we went to BAM SEC out here. Let me go and look at the shelf registration to see what they got scheming over here. Okay, shelf registration. Omaha. Da, da, da. Okay, sufficiency, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Table of contents, student table of contents. I guess you're right, Biz Phone. So basically, you were going on the inclination that they needed to push prices up to make money here when they drop it on everybody, right? I see what you're saying. And that's the exact reason that I avoided it, because I know they're trying to make money. So I'm like, I don't know when the dump is coming, but I know the dump is coming. Possible daily resistance and still no true structure. It's done this little pullback like before and ended up squeezing right back through. So I'm just, it's kind of like tiresome at this point, seeing it fake and boom and fake and boom. Nah, I'm cool. So I guess I'm more of I was looking more on the short side, saying, hey, this thing's going to hit a wall. You're saying, hey, I know it's going to hit a wall, but I'm going to ride it until the until the shackles come off, I guess. You are much braver than me, brother. Almost 30 million shares traded on this thing. I mean, it's got so much room. It's like $10 worth of drainage that it can do. And the point of control never really even moved. It moved up maybe a couple of cents, but the volume up here was not high enough. Never moved up. Now on the 15-minute, we look over here. Let's see, it's finally starting to look like it's going to give some type of move down here. So this is the 15-minute. All the way up to 38.69, and point of control is at 24.10 right now. Let's look at the 5-minute. Yeah, boy. Went on down, baby. The market itself really isn't making any, it's just kind of slowly walking down into some consolidation, but it does have a higher low on the market on the NQ though. So look out here. Came down here to 24,600. Came back up, made a higher low, and we'll see if it continues to make these higher lows during the day. I really would like to see a low flow come through here, but with as much volume as on OMA and pre-market, I'm just not sure it's going to be able to turn anything around. Anyway, I think we were looking in the right place, not to trade anything stupid. We found where the people were on the morning, thanks to the call out by, who called this out at the beginning? Let me see. Give you your credit here. Let's see, OMA. Somebody called it. Hebrew called it out. Yep. Yeah, so we pretty much saw, and OMA was the delivery of confusion and chaos. So yeah, I'm going to continue to watch throughout the day, see if anything aligns with what I'm looking for, and maybe if some of the volume can die off of OMA, or maybe it does some kind of huge sell-off, maybe people will leave it alone. But for now, with the volume that it has on it, there's nothing really competing with it. If I look at my higher floats, the things that have come up, Nvidia, AMAT, and Tesla are the 3 higher floats, and they're all red. As far as the low floats, I see Click still up here, but it's acquisition, so it's not good. INM and then Amix, and none of those are looking like things that I want to trade on the day. So if the focus continues to be on OMA, it is what it is. I got to give credit where credit is due. They definitely baited retail and everybody else into this one. And so we're going to see if this movement up, if it sells off with the same intensity that it had to move up, right? But we'll see. We got about an hour until the open, but I'm about to get on the road, get on to the next location, and if I can find a trade, I'll make one. But at this point, I am definitely playing the ultimate defense. Let's see so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe like 7 more trading days in the month, not including Thanksgiving. Wait, where's Thanksgiving? Okay. But yeah. Crazy markets, man. And you know, somebody probably bought up there at 38, and they're already down $8 per share, holding their heads. It's a hard world, man. Hard world we live in. Anyway, I am about to zoom out. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And I'm going to go ahead and jump. Pretty much notated all of the things that are on watch here. So I had OMA up there as a call out. Then we had Google, which look at this volume. The volume just isn't even competing with OMA. Google, Home Depot, Uber, Klarna, and that what was it? DoorDash. Very low volumes. People just not caring about that right now with OMA moving. Yep, pain is one of the best teachers for sure. And how do you measure pain? With your statistics, right? Your trades, what you know you can risk, what you know works for you. I'm like, nah, bro, that looks like a missing foot right there. That looks like a torn rotator cuff right there. I'm gonna leave that one alone. But yeah, I'm about to jump out. Appreciate you guys once again. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Hebrew called out ARVN. Oh, wow. Let me squeeze this back down. ARVN, not sure what that is. ARVN. Does not have any catalyst on this one either. But, I mean, maybe this is some kind of pattern on the day. No catalyst runners. It is what it is. I'm out of here.